Hi again, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar presented by the Georgia State University Alumni Association. I'm Dave Cohen, coming to you from the Alumni Center in Atlanta. It's great to have you with us this afternoon. Today, we present another in our alumni webinar series. Our topic today, titled 5 Ways to Increase Profits. We'd like to welcome our viewers joining us this afternoon on the StreamYard platform, as well as those of you watching us on Facebook Live and or YouTube Live. We will have a question and answer segment following today's presentation. Questions can be submitted via the StreamYard platform or by posting questions on Facebook. You can also email me directly with a question at dcohen, D-C-O-H-E-N, at gsu.edu. Once again, it's great to have you joining us today on whichever platform you're joining us on. Our guest speaker is an alumnus of Georgia State, class of 1996. Her name is Sonia Howard, and she's a certified business coach with Action Coach. And again, our titled presentation today, 5 Ways to Increase Profits. And right now, I'd like to present our guest speaker, Sonia Howard. Sonia?
Thank you, Dave. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My goal is to help grow businesses in the United States. I'm with Action Coach, South Atlanta. Action Coach is the world's #1 business coaching firm. We have over 1,000 coaches in over 80 countries in the world. And we coach our clients to build a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. So today I want to teach you the most important formula that there is in business, the 5 ways how to multiply your profits in your business. So again, I want to thank you for your time. Who's heard the old saying, you can always make more money, but you can't make more time? I'm sure we've all heard that. So I want to thank you for coming and congratulate you on your investment of your time and your knowledge into your business. We also have heard of busyness, right? The definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over again, only expecting a different result. So if you go back to your business today and do the same thing that you've done always, you're going to get the same results that you've always gotten. So today, if you just listen, you will retain 7% of the information. If you take notes, you'll retain 50%. And if you participate, you'll retain 90 to 95%. I'm not sure if you have access to the message comment section, but use that if you can. So if you want to increase your income, how much more can you make this year by reducing every single expense in your business? 2%? 5% more? 10% more? How much would it add to your profits? And what if you became an expert at sales or marketing? How much more could you make then? So if you want to learn how to double the response rate of your goals, your Google ads, or use proactive referrals instead of waiting on them to just fall in your lap, or use strategic alliances and host beneficiaries to help you target the right people in your business, what would that do? How would it affect your income? So does anyone think that your income will go down if you do those things? Today, I'm going to show you just how to do that. So, who can wake up tomorrow, go to the internet at 10:30 in the morning, call I guess don't go in, call them, and then tell them you're going to take a year off? Who could do that? Would your business still be successful? Would you even have a business if you come back in 1 year? At Action Coach, our definition of a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. What we want to do is we want to get more profitability and we want to work less hours. We want to design a business that works without you. That way we can create systems that's actually running the business and you just monitor it. So we want to get you working on the business and not just in the business. So right now, I want you to take some notes because you're always going to do something with me. I want you to think about, what is the revenue in your business right now? How much revenue are you generating? Where do you live right now? What do you drive right now? What type of investments are you making that you've made so far? Where are you traveling to these days? What type of things do your family enjoy for entertainment? And how much time are you actually working in the business? And now I really want you to start to dream big. I want you to think about where you want to take this business. What can this business create for you? So now in 5 years, let's go 5 years out. What income are you generating? Where are you living now? What are you driving now? What type of investments are you making? Where are you traveling to now? What type of things is your family enjoying now? And how much time are you working in the business 5 years from now? So this is where we're going. So there are keys to have a successful business. At Action Coach, these are some of the keys that we focus on. Leverage. This means doing more with less. What can you do one time that will benefit you many times? How can you save yourself time, energy, and money? Are you repeating yourself over and over again to your team? People. These are your greatest assets if they know the rules of the game and are properly trained. How does your team treat your customers? Guess what? If your team is not treating your customers well, your customers will not come back, which means that your business is not going to make money. Systems. These are the keys to ultimate leverage. I have a client who is doing everything themselves and working 70 plus hours a week. We created systems that she could hand off, documenting things, creating videos, recording things, taking pictures to capture her process. And then she hired an assistant to start delegating things. Technology. We want to systematize the routine and humanize the exception. So which tasks need to be automated? Are you still using a paper calendar and you can't even schedule an appointment when you meet someone? These days, there is an app for everything to help your business be more efficient. Sales and marketing. These are the 5 ways that we have strategies that we're going to be talking about how you can improve your profits in your business. Do you have a sales process? Are you using scripts? What are you saying to people to get them to buy? How many streams of marketing are you doing? Are you spending money on marketing? If you don't spend any money on marketing, you won't get any real sales. So some people think that sales and marketing is an expense. Why do you think that? Because marketing campaigns do cost money, right? Did you know that 8 out of 10 ads do not work? So since 80% of our marketing fails, we need to become expert at marketing. So instead, what we want to do is we want to make sure that our sales and marketing is an investment. We want to make sure that we're bringing in more money than it costs you to get your clients. And if you knew that you could get $10,000 of new business every time you spent $5,000 in marketing, would you keep spending it? Yes, you would. So we also want to make sure that we test and measure all of the marketing to see if it's working. Otherwise, why would we spend the money on it? And this is as simple as asking someone, hey, how did you hear about us? And of course, we want to track the results. Your potential customers decide to respond to you, to your ad, based on what it's going to do for them. So we want to make sure that we measure their responses, right? And then we decide if we want to continue to spend money in that area for marketing. So there are two sides of marketing. Your acquisition costs. This is what you actually spent to bring your customers into the business. So in this example, if you spent $300 on an ad and you got 10 customers, that meant you paid $30 per customer. So how do we reduce that number? How do we reduce that cost to you? By making them a lifetime customer, right? How much is the average client spending with you over a lifetime? So if that same customer spent an average of $550 over a period of 6 years, that meant that you made $3,300, but you only spent $30. So that's worth it, right? If you knew that you only had to spend $30, but you can get $330 from them over a period of 6 years, that's what we want to work on. We want to keep customers staying with us after we spent the money. So how can you make that number go down, that cost for you to go down? By keeping them longer than 6 years. That's how you keep them. The longer you keep them, the more money, that price goes down, what you spent. So there is only 5 ways to grow a business. Your number of leads, your conversion rate, your number of transactions, your average dollar sales, your profit margins. These are the only numbers that are in blue that are most important. So let's look at each one. Your number of leads. Those are those people that walked into your store. Maybe they called your business or emailed you or responded to a marketing campaign or even did a cold call. You did a cold call, right? We need to know how many prospects contacted your businesses today or called last week. So we want to multiply your number of leads times your conversion rate. This tells you how many people did you actually sell to. So your number of leads times your conversion rate equals your number of customers. Now, the next number is your number of transactions. How often do customers come back and buy from you? We want to multiply that times your average dollar sales. What's the average amount that a customer spends with you? So customers times transactions times average dollar sales will get you the revenue that you've earned. The next is your profit margins. What's left over after your variable and fixed costs of the business? That's your profits. That's what's left. So we call these our 5 ways. The numbers in red are the least important. And let me show you how the 5 ways work. So if we have a handout that you can email me and I'll give it to you, you'll be able to work on it later. So we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's put some numbers in these 5 ways. So we're going to imagine that this is a clothing store. And so this clothing store has about 4,000 people walk in the door for the year. 25% of them actually buy clothing, which means that they have 1,000 customers that actually spend money with them. They come back twice a year. Every time they come back, they spend $100. And so this store is making $200,000 from the 1,000 customers that come in that walk, that spend money with them. Their profit margins are low, 25%. By the time they pay rent, payroll, buy other merchandise, they're left with 25% to take home. So this store is profiting $50,000 out of the $200,000. So now we want to improve each one of these areas by 10%. And we only want to do a small increase so that when we add it up, it becomes massive increase in profits. So now, leads. How do we get more people to show interest in your business? That's when we make sure you're working with at least 10 streams of marketing. Because that way, if one is not working, the other 9 are working, and you have a consistent number of leads coming in. We also want to create some sort of great referral program that every one of your clients is always consistently giving you referrals. Maybe we set up some strategic partners and host beneficiaries that are willing to share their database with you. People that serve the same type of clients that you serve, but they don't do what you do. So they send you those referrals. We'll look at your website. Look at your SEO. Are you using that properly? So using some of these strategies where you get at least 10% increase. So it goes from 4,000 to 4,400. Conversion rates. How do we get them to actually spend money? We don't want them to just walk in the store and look. We want them to buy the clothing. This is where we look at your guarantee. By law, you have to guarantee your products and services work. So why not use it in your marketing? We also look at what's unique about your business. We'll talk about your story of why you started the business. A lot of people like to know that. We'll tell them about the benefits of shopping with you. How are they going to be better after shopping with you? All of these things are great things that would be great in your marketing, and people want to know, and it sets you aside. We'll look at specific offers that you have. Who are you targeting? And are those offers targeted to them? You can't have the same ad for everyone. And also, we'll look at training your sales team. What are they saying to get people to buy? Are they using scripts? Look at your brochures and letters. Improve those. So we have 87 strategies in this area. So now we'll have a 10% better after looking at some of those strategies. So 25% goes to 27.5%. Not 25% more, but 25% better. So now we have 1,210 customers. Let's look at the number of transactions. How do we get them to come back even more? We have 87 strategies in this area. But if you have a database, are you keeping the right information in there? Are you using that database the right way? Are you inviting people to come back and see what else you have? Because everyone doesn't know everything that you have to offer. What's your follow-up system look like? Are you letting people slip through the cracks when you're meeting them? What's your reminder system look like? Are you forgetting to contact people? We don't want to leave any money on the table. So we get an additional 10% increase. So remember, we're just doing small increases. 2 goes to 2.2. So now, average dollar sale. How do we get them to spend more money when they do come back? This is what we look at, upselling them and cross-selling them. Do you have some sort of checklist that says, hey, you bought this, you may also need that? We also want to look at the perceived value of your products and services. How do people perceive you? The reason Rolex was able to still sell watches during COVID was because they changed their messaging. Hey, we understand that you're going through some rough things. We understand that things are bad, but we also know that important dates are coming by and you want to celebrate those people in a great way. Rolex changed their message, the way that they were perceived, and they were still able to sell Rolexes during COVID. We want to look at your payment terms. What are you spending with your vendors? Do you have the best deal? Is it easy for people to buy from you? I'm sure you've been on websites and people, you have to click on 15 things to get to the buy, to the basket to buy, right? Make it easy for people to buy from you when you're out. And which one of these products can you bundle? Are there services or products can you bundle? With the clothing store, maybe you might have an exclusive line that you have every year at the same time. So we do some of these strategies and we get a 10% increase. So $100 goes to $110. Remember, we're just doing small numbers, 10% to show you the difference. So guess what? Your revenue goes from $200,000 to $292,820. That's a 46% increase in your revenue. That's because of the multiplying factor in these numbers. Now, let's look at your profit margins. How can you keep more in your pockets? The first thing we look at is your prices. Do we need to increase them? We don't want to be the cheapest. When you are, that means you're attracting cheap customers. We want people that value what we do and that's willing to pay for that. If you're discounting, we get you to stop discounting. And of course, let's move the highest margin items. What are the items where you make the most profits on? Let's do a whole campaign around that. We want to make sure you're living, the business is living on a budget by auditing your costs. Make sure you as the owner is being efficient and productive with your own time, focusing on the things that you should be doing on and not the smaller things that should be delegated. So if we use some of these strategies, we have 50 strategies in profit margins. We'll go from 25% to 27.5%. So your profits goes up to $80,525.50. So that's a 61% increase to your bottom line because of the multiplying factor in this equation. So imagine if some of these numbers go up 12%, 15%, 20%, or even 40 or 50%. When you're working with a coach, we have over 350 strategies that we're using with these numbers. So working with the coach, we get you at least 10% the first year, another 10% the next year, another 10% the third year. Using the 5 ways gets you real results that grows your business. It helps you to know your numbers. It helps you to measure your numbers and improve your numbers. So remember, you want to build a business, not just work in it. You want to grow your 5 ways and get real leverage and start multiplying your profits. When our clients attend our workshops, enroll in one-to-one coaching, participate in quarterly planning, as well as bi-weekly training courses, or just read some of our books, they learn our strategies to increase their 5 ways. So I want you to start thinking like an entrepreneur. But a lot of things have to change, right? New and different ideas, new and different input from new and different people. Otherwise, you get the same results. Who are the people that you need to be around more? The right people that educate you and demand more from you. And if you're the smartest person in your group, you're in the wrong group. So guess what? There is no shortage. There is plenty to go around. So hold on to your dreams. So what would you do if you had an extra 300 hours this year? I hope it would be to spend more time with important people. Make sure your business is bringing in the money needed so that you can live the lifestyle that you want. Jim Rohn says, never wish that your life was easier, wish you were better. We have to become better business people, right? And then keep getting better. Work harder on yourself than you do on your business. The other thing that Jim Rohn says is work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Whatever your dreams and goals are, it has to be a lifestyle. Disciplining yourself to do what is needed to get where you want to go. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. Brad Sugars, who is the founder of Action Coach, says where you'll be in 5 years will depend on the books you read, the people you associate with, and the actions that you take. You need to make new and better decisions if you want new and better results. So now it's time to get into action. If you are interested in meeting with me, we can schedule a complimentary coaching call, and we'll turn all the learnings that you got from this session and apply it to your business and help you come up with a plan. Also, I have a criteria for if you have a business, if you don't have any employees, we have online sessions. I'll be happy to let you know about those when you can do it on your own if you don't need accountability, but you just need the information to educate yourself. And then also we have a business health check where there's a list of things where you can grade yourself on your business and see all the things that you should be doing. If you want that free download, also contact me for that. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Sonia. Very informative and valuable information for anyone in the business world. Appreciate you presenting for us today.
You're welcome.
I did have one question.
Do we have anybody that has any questions?
Yep, okay. We did have one question that came in, and that has to do with differences in strategies based on the overall business size. So I think you mentioned if it was just a one-person business, maybe a 10-person business, or a business larger than that. The strategies, the question is, do the strategies alter at all based on the size of the business, whether it's number of employees, amount of, of financial ramifications, the amount of business that the amount of finances that the business is doing? Does anything change?
No, the strategies do not change. The strategies can all be varied, right? So once we come up with the strategies, okay, hey, I want to make sure my customer service, I want to make sure that I get the best customer service, then yes, we got to look at what industry you're in. What does that customer service look like? What is wrong with it right now? What do your team say about it? What do your actual customers say about it? There are many things that once we decide the strategies, there are many things that we do within the strategies based on the industry to see what you want to change, what you want to improve on.
A question with regards to customer service. Obviously, that's the first line of defense or offense, no matter what size the business is. It could be a multi-billion-dollar corporation, or it could be a 1 or 2 person business. Customer service at the beginning and at the end of the day is the most important. What are some of the common pitfalls that fall under the umbrella of customer service that business owners or people participating in maybe a small business should be on the lookout for?
Well, as your business grows, the owner gets further and further away from the customer. So now you have team members that are actually dealing with your customers. And so it is good to be checking in on them. It's good to be doing feedback on a regular basis, talking with your customer. In the example with the restaurant, of course, the cook thinks the food is good, but what does the customers think? How often do you ask the customers, is this food good? What do you recommend? What do we need to take off the menu, right? So one of the common pitfalls is that the higher you get, you forget about the customers. And again, if you're not treating your team well, that means they're going to be nasty to your customers. And how many places have you been where You get nasty people being in customer service. You see that all the time. That's because someone at the top is not checking. They're not checking on their customers. They're not seeing if we've built this huge company, but now have we gotten away from our vision of who we said we are, how we treat our customers? Are we the same? Are we different? As you grow, you'll get bigger problems.
Okay, that's our segment for questions. Again, thank you for presenting today. Again, a lot of valuable information for folks that are in the business world and are looking for ways to increase their profits. So again, as always, thank you. And we look forward to having you return as a host and as a guest presenter again in the near future.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Dave.
Yep. And again, you can reach Sonia, as you see on the screen, at Sonia Howard at actioncoach.com. You can also reach her 770-742-9887. So we'd like to thank everyone for watching with us today, whether you've been on the StreamYard platform, Facebook Live, or YouTube Live. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope that you found Sonia's presentation to be educational and helpful. Remember to visit the Alumni Association online at alumni.gsu.edu. Find out about other upcoming events, programs, and webinars that we're offering. So thanks again to our guest speaker, Sonia Howard. Dave Cohen saying good night from the Georgia State Alumni Association in Atlanta. And thanks for watching.